Gardeners love to talk about compost. It is often crowned as the king of soil improvement, the ultimate ticket to richer harvests and healthier gardens. But what if I told you there is a simple soil hack that attracts far more earthworms than compost ever could? And what if this same trick was not only easy to prepare, but also supercharged your soil's biology faster than months of waiting for compost to break down? Today, you're about to discover the one recipe that can transform your soil into a thriving worm paradise. Worms are more than just garden helpers. They are the living engineers of the underground world. Every tunnel they create improves water absorption and aeration. Every bit of organic matter they consume is turned into worm castings, which are packed with nutrients in forms plants can immediately absorb. A garden rich in earthworms is a garden where plants thrive without the constant need for chemical fertilizers. While compost attracts some worms, it does not always provide the immediate and irresistible food source worms crave. Compost takes time to decompose, and by the time it is mature, much of the easily digestible material worms love is already gone. This is why many gardeners notice worms lingering around compost piles but not rushing in to colonize them. That's where this hack changes everything. The trick is using fermented grain water, also known as rice wash water or grain rinse water, transformed into a worm-attracting tonic through natural fermentation. This hack works because worms love partially broken down organic matter that is soft, moist, and rich in beneficial microbes. When you ferment the water from rinsed grains, you create a nutrient-rich liquid full of microbial life. These microbes soften soil particles and begin breaking down organic matter, producing exactly the kind of environment worms cannot resist. The fermentation process adds another layer of power. Unlike raw compost, which takes months to mature, fermented grain water becomes active in just days. This means worms detect it quickly and gather around it in large numbers, turning dead soil into living soil almost overnight. Here is the exact recipe that works like magic. You don't need special tools or expensive inputs, just what you likely already have in your kitchen. Step 1 is rinsing 1 cup of uncooked rice or any grain such as barley, oats, or millet. Place the grains in a clean container and cover them with 2 cups of water. Stir the grains with your hand until the water becomes cloudy, then pour this starchy rinse water into a separate jar or plastic bottle. You can save the grains to cook later. The worms only need the rinse water. Step 2 is adding a fermenting agent. To the cloudy rice water, add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar or molasses. This provides food for the beneficial microbes that will multiply rapidly during fermentation. Stir well to dissolve. Step 3 is fermentation. Cover the jar loosely with a cloth or lid that is not fully sealed to allow gases to escape. Place it in a warm, shaded area for 48 to 72 hours. During this time, natural lactic acid bacteria will begin to dominate, giving the liquid a slightly sour smell. This is the signal that fermentation is complete. Step 4 is dilution. Once fermented, the concentrate is too strong to use directly. Dilute it at a ratio of 1 part fermented liquid to 10 parts water. For example, if you have 1 cup of fermented liquid, mix it with 10 cups of clean water. This balance ensures the microbes remain active without overwhelming the soil. So, to use the tonic, you just pour the diluted liquid directly into your garden beds, around fruit trees, or even on your potted plants. And you'll want to apply it once every 2 weeks for the best results. The beneficial microbes will start colonizing the soil right away, breaking down organic residues and softening those tough soil particles. Within just a few days, worms will pick up on all that rich microbial activity and move in to feed. The result, well, it's not just an increase in worm activity, but also a pretty noticeable boost in soil health. Plants grow greener, roots penetrate deeper, and moisture sticks around longer. Unlike compost, which you need to dig in or spread, this formula is applied just like water. Fast, simple, and really effective. Now, when you place compost in the soil, worms do eventually move toward it. But honestly, the process is pretty slow. Compost has already gone through much of its peak microbial stage. By contrast, fermented grain water is just teeming with active microbes that release signals worms pick up on instantly. Worms love fresh microbial activity because it softens organic matter, making it a whole lot easier for them to digest. Another reason, of course, is moisture. Worms thrive in damp, microbe-rich environments. Compost piles, well, they're sometimes too dry or too hot, which can discourage worms. The fermented liquid creates evenly moist conditions across the soil surface, inviting worms to spread out rather than just gather at a pile. So, this formula is not just about worms. It also introduces a thriving microbial community into your soil. These microbes, well, they help suppress harmful pathogens, making your plants more resistant to disease. They also release enzymes that unlock minerals bound in the soil, giving your plants access to hidden nutrients. Over time, as worms and microbes work together, your soil structure transforms. Heavy clay becomes crumbly and light, sandy soils hold water better, and compacted beds become fluffy and full of life. This is nature's way of regenerating soil, and it happens far faster than waiting on compost alone. Another benefit is cost savings. Composting requires space, bins, and months of turning. This formula requires just a cup of rice and a little sugar, things you already have in your kitchen. It is the most affordable soil enhancer you will ever use, and it delivers results within days. For the best outcome, apply the diluted liquid in the evening when the sun is low. This prevents the microbes from drying out too quickly and gives worms a full night to move toward the treated areas. If your soil is extremely compacted, loosen it slightly with a garden fork before applying the formula. This allows the microbes and liquid to penetrate deeper and gives worms space to tunnel in. Consistency is also key. While one application can attract worms, regular use every 2 weeks builds up a thriving soil ecosystem that keeps worms active year-round. Whether you're growing vegetables in raised beds, fruit trees in an orchard, or flowers in containers, this formula works universally. Worms are not picky about what they eat as long as it is microbe-rich and easy to digest. Because the formula is liquid, it reaches every corner of your soil quickly, unlike compost that sits in one spot. It's also safe for all types of crops. Unlike raw manure or unfinished compost, which can burn plants or introduce harmful pathogens, this fermented liquid is gentle. It boosts soil biology without overwhelming young seedlings or delicate plants. Compost is great, and no gardener should stop making it. But if you want to attract worms fast, build soil health quickly, and see results in days instead of months, fermented grain water is the ultimate hack. It outshines compost when it comes to worm attraction and gives your plants a boost that is hard to beat. Try this recipe today. Watch your soil come alive and notice how your plants respond. And if you found this guide helpful, make sure to hit that subscribe button on Growth Hub Central Crops, share this video with other gardeners, and keep coming back for more proven, practical tips to grow better, healthier crops. Your soil deserves it, and so do your harvests.